Hi, Ron Bishop here again. This is a public inquiry about the New Zealand employment law. I've just spent 4 years fighting the New Zealand employment law, and I'm bringing this to the public's attention of how bad it is. And I'm using my own personal court case, which lasted 4 years. You remember I was talking to you about how Christine was given a character reference and a confidentiality agreement, and I employed her on the character reference. That's wrong. No one should be able to get a character reference after they've been dismissed from an employer. The National Bank opened a bank account in my name without my signature, and Christine did it over the phone, and the National Bank won't admit they were wrong. A life insurance company, Fidelity Life, gave Christine Bennett an agency in her own personal name when she was working for me as an employee. She put the commission she earned into our bank account, and she even withdrew $2,000 out of our trust account to buy foreign exchange so she could go on holiday, and the National Bank let her do it. The police, I complained to the police about all this, and they did nothing. I then complained to the area commander of the Timaru Police, the Minister of Police, the Minister of Justice, the Commissioner of Police, and they all did nothing. Because you see, they have nothing to do with employment law. There is no policing of the employment law in New Zealand. You can do what you like. You can thieve, you can commit fraud, you can assault people, you can do what you like, but the police will not get involved. I gave Christine a third chance. Her second chance was when I employed her. A third chance. She was self-employed. I soon found this out. She's self-employed. She owned a wine bar, several rental properties. She's an insurance broker. She was getting paid. She had a life insurance agency with Fidelity Life. She was paying no tax on the money. The money that went into our bank account, there was no tax taken off it. There was no tax taken off it when she took it out. I let her do some personal visits and paid her so much a visit. She paid no tax on that money. She just added to her wages with no tax taken off. She was started off on PAYE, and then she switched to 20%, the self-employed rate for people who are self-employed. Her holiday pay. She was paying herself holiday pay by the hour instead of by the week. She was paying herself by the hour for being sick instead of by the day. She put a toilet seat onto her wages. She reckoned she purchased this toilet seat for our office. Never told me anything about it, but just put it on her wages and that'll be right. When I questioned her in the court about that, I said, who changed the toilet seat? She said, she did. Well, it was an outside toilet, concrete floor. You'd have to get down your knees to do it, and we didn't have any tools to change a toilet seat. Anyway, Compass Communications, that's another thing. We were using telecom, and she said Compass Communications has got a good deal. We should switch over. I said, okay, that's fine. And I just signed the papers. I didn't know she'd signed up for 3 years. And the service was that poor with Compass Communications, I cancelled the deal. And then I got a bill for $3,000 because I'd cancelled the deal. This is what she set up for me. The GST. She said she was experienced in doing GST returns. And each month she'd bring in the cash flow of our business, saying, look, we've made all this money. Oh, that looks good. And you know what she was doing? She was claiming the wages as a tax deduction. Her wages as a GST tax deduction. and we got a bill for $4,000. Because I went to the IRD and I said, this is wrong, she's been doing this wrong. Well, they sent me a bill for $4,000. Then there was the warehouse stationery. We were getting our stuff at warehouse stationery. Her son, Scott Bennett, her son went in there and booked up stamps and envelopes. I never gave him permission, but he just went into the warehouse. They let him, warehouse stationery, book up $200 or $300 worth of stamps and envelopes. Now, he said he brought them back to our office, but how do I know that? Christine was buying stuff at stationery, warehouse stationery for her own personal use. She bought a briefcase. And I didn't say she could have a briefcase, but she booked it up in my name. And so when she went away on holiday, another cruise. When she came back, I had all this stuff in my office on my desk. Said, listen, this is not on. You've got this stuff here and this stuff there. We don't need that. And we're running at a loss. Our business is running at a loss, and you're doing all this. Well, she jumped out of her chair, swore at me using the F word, aggressive behaviour. She swept all my goods from the desk onto the floor and run outside crying. Well, after another couple of days, I thought, this is going to have to come to a head here. We're going to have a showdown. Then she said to me one day, you know, people around town are saying you have a mental illness. I said, who's been saying that? Oh, I'm not going to tell you. And twice she said that I have a mental illness. People are saying that I have a mental illness. And then she said, I'm leaving when I get another job. I've had enough, I'm leaving. As soon as I get another job, I'm going to leave. And then she became demanding things. Where's my stapler? I said, you had a stapler. Yeah, but that was mine. You have to buy me a stapler. You have to buy me some dishwashing liquid. But where's the dishwasher? Oh, that was mine. And she was demanding all these things. It became impossible to work with the girl. So I went home one day and I said to Margaret, listen, we've had enough of this. We're not making no money. We're going broke. And she's just going to take us down and down and down. I said, we're going to have to get rid of her. So we wrote out a farewell note and said, Christine, we believe you've been dishonest with us far too long, too many times. We don't want aggressive behaviour. I don't have abusive language in my office, all that stuff. And I gave her a notice and that was it. Now, what happened then? Well, this is when the story gets exciting. So don't go away. Go to have a cup of tea and come back. We'll talk about that.